When did you witness someone getting exactly what they deserved? I worked at this small-town mechanic shop called Eddie's Auto Repair, the kind of place where everyone knew your name and your car's entire history. I wasn't the flashiest guy there, just showed up on time, did honest work, and went home. People trusted me because I never lied about what their car actually needed. The problem was Zach. He was the owner's son, 23 years old, and acted like the shop was his personal playground. This kid barely knew how to change oil without making a mess, but he walked around like he was some master technician. He'd lean against cars wearing his clean shop shirt while the rest of us were covered in grease. Zach made fun of customers the second they left. Called them idiots for not knowing what a catalytic converter was. He'd approve inspections on cars that shouldn't pass just because he didn't feel like doing the work. Once I caught him stealing an expensive radio from a customer's dashboard. Just straight up pocketed it. I told Eddie, the owner, his dad. Eddie just sighed and said Zach was still learning the business. That radio never got returned. Then Zach started messing with my work specifically. He'd go behind me and over-tighten lug nuts until they were basically welded on. He switched tire labels so my organization system looked sloppy. Small stuff that made me look careless. I knew it was him, but I couldn't prove it. One Thursday afternoon, Miss Lydia came in. Sweet older lady who drove a green Honda Civic and always brought us cookies at Christmas. She said her brakes felt soft and made a grinding noise. I got under there and saw the problem immediately. Worn pads and a leaking caliper. Serious stuff. I ordered the parts, wrote up the estimate, and put a bright orange tag on her keys that said, "Do not touch, Carlos only." I wrote it in huge letters on the workboard, too. This was my repair. The next morning, I came in and the car was gone. Finished. Zach had done the entire brake job himself overnight. He was bragging about it to Eddie when I walked in. "Saw the old lady's car sitting there and knocked it out," Zach said, grinning. "Took me like an hour. Easy money." My stomach dropped. "You touched Miss Lydia's car? Relax. I did you a favor. Now you can work on something else." I checked the invoice. He'd installed the pads but hadn't replaced the caliper, just slapped new pads on a leaking brake system. That car was a ticking time bomb. I tried calling Miss Lydia, but she'd already picked it up that morning. That same night, Miss Lydia's brakes failed completely on the freeway. She hit the guardrail going 45 miles per hour. The car was totaled. She survived, thank God, but broke her collarbone and 3 ribs. 2 days later, a police detective showed up at the shop with an accident investigator. They impounded what was left of Miss Lydia's car and started asking questions. The brake failure wasn't normal wear and tear. It was negligence. I showed them everything. The orange tag, the work order with my signature requesting the caliper, the parts invoice showing it was never installed. Then Eddie pulled up the security footage. Clear as day, Zach entering the bay at 11 p.m. alone, working on that Honda. The detective asked Zach directly, "Did you perform this brake repair?" Zach tried pinning it on me at first, said I must have done it wrong earlier, but the timestamps didn't lie. Neither did the footage. They arrested him right there in the shop, charged him with reckless endangerment and filing a false report. Eddie just stood there watching his son get cuffed, looking 10 years older. The shop lost half its customers within a month. Nobody wanted their car touched at the place that nearly killed Miss Lydia. Eddie had to sell the business by fall. Meanwhile, another shop owner across town, Gary, called me up, said he'd heard what happened and respected how I handled it, offered me a job with double my old pay and full benefits. I took it.